Welcome back to this Instagram Live. Sorry about that. I didn't have a pizza there. I thought I had a pizza tonight, but I've actually got fish, which is not very exciting. I was looking forward to a pizza, but not so excited about this fish, but much healthier, because I was definitely eating too much pizzas during this quarantine. So I lost the questions that were asked before I just ended that Instagram Live before, I didn't see. So I ended the questions at the point of the last question answered. So if you asked a question a moment ago, please re-ask that question now if I didn't cover it in the last Instagram Live, so that I can cover that now. We were just talking about our OCD and how relationships, our OCD is going to go into anything you care about. Okay, now this is like with any OCD. OCD is going to specifically go for anything you care about. Kids, job, family, health, that's what it's going for. And it's looking to try and, you're sending out a signal in your brain, is it okay to relax that now? Is it okay to be at peace? And then it comes back, whoa, there could be a threat. Maybe what if the universe is like this? Or what if this is going to happen? Or whatever. So it's always doing that. It's always looking to make you not relax, because you're saying to your brain, can I relax now? Can I be okay now? Can I be at peace? And then it's going, no, there's this one thing that means you can't be at peace. Or then there's 5 things you can't be at peace, or whatever. And so you've got to work through those things. You don't have to, as you become better at learning to live with uncertainty and leaving any of these things to pass through, you don't have, new thoughts will come up all the time. You don't have to deal with them individually. You can just leave them passing through as thoughts. You don't have to get involved in them all. But if you've got some major sticky ones, like 1, 2 or 3 sticky ones that have been locked for maybe years or months, whatever, you do have to address the content of the thought. This is another nonsense thing that people say. They go, oh, but I've been told that you should never address the content of a thought. Well, yes, if you're having lots of different thoughts, you don't have to address the content. And if it releases, then that's okay. You leave it. You're not trying to constantly fight it off. However, if you've got something that you've been terrified of for years locked on and it hasn't released, you're going to have to address the content of the thought. We have exposures for a reason, because we obviously address the content of the thought. If we didn't address the content of the thought at all, exposures wouldn't exist for OCD, because there'd be no point doing an exposure, because we'd never address the content of the thought. So we obviously do. So that's a key point. Right, now I've got the questions here that probably in relation to the last thing. Let's have a look where these are. Was OCD hereditary in your case? Yes, I imagine so. My dad's got a bit of OCD. Now be careful with this. I want to say this in the right way, because these things can be taken out of context. My dad has OCD, but he doesn't have it at the level of how debilitating it was for me. He had it at a level where it's debilitating and it gets in and it's on and off, not fully chronic, so it's affecting his life, but not fully chronic, okay? That's not just like people who've got a thing to tidiness. It's a genuine problem for him, but it's not in the chronic nature where it's really affecting his life like it did for me. What causes fatigue and tiredness? Well, anxiety is going to cause fatigue and tiredness. If you think of what anxiety is, it's a fight or flight response. So your body is pumping your heart away, adrenaline's going to get away from something. So you've got all kinds of hormones that are passing through your body. You've got a war going on in your head 24/7, like with OCD. So that combination is making you very tired, because it's the same as if I said to you, look, you've got to go and work on this really hard right now. That's going to make you tired, plus all the emotional, chemical things that are happening inside the body, which also brings about fatigue. Do my old existential fears... No, look, let me be clear. None of my OCD fears bother me anymore. But if they did, then I wouldn't be recovered. So yes, I don't know what's going to happen in the universe. I don't know what's going to happen in death, but I'm cool with that right now. I'm not super keen on some of the things. I'm not delighted about death, although I see it as wouldn't want to be conscious for the rest of my life, so it's obviously got a great purpose there. But I'm not over the moon about it, as most people tend to not be. Do I feel comfortable consuming alcohol? Yes, I don't drink a huge amount anyway, but I do drink each week, probably maybe 2 nights or something. Sometimes it's a big night if you're going out with people, or just a couple of drinks, but it doesn't make any difference to me now. But I used to drink more when I had OCD, and it has different effects on different people. But for me, I used to get bad hangovers. I didn't like that. It was difficult when running a business with hangovers like that, as well as OCD. So a mixture. You have to weigh it up for yourself on your position on that. Yeah, my mum has religious OCD now. I have existential OCD, so I think it's hereditary. Yeah, the content of the thought isn't hereditary, because only the OCD would be. That would just be relating to the fact that you're both religious and similar beliefs and so on. But the content of the thought is not a diagnosis. The OCD is, but the content, it moves anything. What is the content? We have these themes that we call, just so that people in the OCD community know what the hell we're talking about. But in reality, it doesn't matter about the themes. Because if I was scared of caterpillars, suddenly I'd have caterpillar OCD. Well, we're not, so we don't have a caterpillar OCD. So we have things more commonly that humans are scared of: HIV, harm OCD, gay OCD, all these kinds of things. So the themes are just thoughts, no more than that. OCD and groinal responses. Treat groinal responses as if the same as with dreams. So with dreams, I used to get triggered a lot in dreams until I got better with unconditional self and life acceptance. That really fully got under it. But in relation to dreams, you need to just leave them and view them as thoughts. Although they feel real, like you've got control and responsible in the dreams, you don't. So you're not in control, but it feels like you are. So it's about learning to see that dreams, and the same as groinal responses, are out of your control. They can come on anything or any situation. So it's learning to see that. But if they don't unlock, which sometimes they don't, but usually they do, as you get more comfortable with that, unconditional self and life acceptance gets under that. Okay, I'll answer one more question before I go. Can life return to how it was before OCD? Yeah, recovery is where you can't, you're not broken, you're the same as you ever were under there. It's just all the anxiety and the locked on cycle that's going on. So once that's got under, then you do return to how you were. So yeah, that's basically the process. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I've got to go now, and I'll see you on the next Instagram Live.